everybody. Thanks for listening to The Fate of Isen. This is Book 2, Chapter Earth. Episode 27, Dirty Deeds. This episode was live streamed on our Twitch channel on Wednesday, 27th of September 2023. If you want to watch our adventures live and take part in the chat while you're at it, make sure you're following us over on twitch.tv/Fate of Isen so you don't miss out. / or backwards? / and if you need to get new dice, face it, of course you do. Make sure you head on over to our partners, funrolldice.com, and use the promo code FATEOFISEN to get 10% off your entire order. And here's the recap. So here I go, into a shed for just a second. I turn around and my boys have burnt an entire field, and there was a dragon or something. It was black and scaly, and then things happened, and then we lost consciousness again. This keeps happening to us. I don't know why. And then I don't remember anything else. I think we got captured again.
Here we go in the chat.
I've actually never heard the theme song. Is that how it goes?
I quite enjoyed the fact that we've been live for a few seconds already, but I just made you guys dance on camera.
Hey!
No, we hate dancing.
This is a very serious podcast, everybody.
Well, is not my favorite song.
This is a podcast?
Oh, hello, kia ora, and welcome to Fate of Isen Book 2, Sidebars. Where we last left our sidebars was at the monastery. The Trabajadores del Sulo Monastery. Swallow.
I only got that from like Google Translate and then hitting how you pronounce it.
I was very close to swearing then. At myself. Being mad at myself. Yes, in a bit of a spot of bother, as you have been captured by an amazing amount of guards and various security here, who seem to be monitoring and walking this place, and after you set an entire field on fire, or tried to, and couldn't quite take on the amount of security this monastery had, were booped over the head gently after some of your charmed friends said to be nice to you. They've been taken towards the building, the main building, which has changed a bit in the time that Dexter has been gone. Not the smallest change of is that a new person is in charge. A certain Mr. Kane, who Dexter has history with. Dexter, I thought I would throw it over to you, and I have not prepped you for this. So, because I thought it would be fun to improvise this.
Improv.
Why don't you tell us about, there is a memory that kind of pops into your mind as you see Mr. Kane for the first time. It makes you think about one of the interactions that you had with him once upon a time when you were kind of working with him, part of the gang, some of the things that you were asked to do and things like that. What was that? Tell us a little bit about that situation. What was it that you were asked to do? How did it go? Not in huge detail, but give us the brief summary.
It's interesting. I think at one point during Dexter's childhood, somebody that he ran with in the same kind of gang came back short. They had a certain amount of gold that they'd gotten off, but not as much as Mr. Kane would have expected them to ordinarily get. And so he confronted the child in maybe not the most pleasant, productive kind of way. It definitely wasn't a crucial conversation. And Dexter kind of got between him and the child and tried to smooth things over, even offered some extra gold of his to say can we make up the balance, and Mr. Kane just kind of refused but didn't take it further and then just stomped off. And at that point,
Yeah.
Dexter realized that you can stick up for people. And that's a good kind of productive thing to do, is to always look after people that are in trouble the best way that you can.
Yeah, so being younger, working for the Crimson Line network, and having, these interactions where he just was mean for no reason, unreasonable in these situations, and, that was just kind of common and known, and you sticking your neck out for somebody like that. It was one of those moments that made you leave the Crimson Line network in the first place and come here to the monastery to try and get away from it, be better than it, whatever it was that you were looking for at the time.
And then just kind of kept doing it. But
Yeah.
old habits,
Yeah, so you see Mr. Kane, and in this moment, that memory, that feeling that, I've got to stick up for people, and I've got to tell them what's what, kind of comes over you when you feel yourselves actually seriously this time get smashed on the head, and all of you sort of stumble, and the last thing you see as it fades to black is that grin on his face, just watching you hit dirt, as you hit and pass out. And so when you find yourselves next, you find yourselves together in a dark room. Not pitch black. There is a small single burning candle in this room, so just sort of dim light. And you're in a closed space, no windows. It seems to be shelves opposite you, which hold that single candle, and stairs leading up to some kind of a trapdoor above you in the ceiling there. You're looking around. You can feel your arms are behind your backs, and you're sitting on the floor or lying kind of slumped onto the floor. And there is cold, seemingly metal of some kind at your wrists. And just the smell of damp earth all around you as you sort of come to. And you can see each other. You're sort of put at stations along the same wall, so not able to easily touch each other because they've given you some distance, but you're not too far from each other in this space.
Oh, my dears, is everybody feeling okay?
I've been better. I've been less restrained.
Granny, have you turned into some kind of tiny creature in the
No,
dark?
this is just my...
You sound so small. Where are you, Granny? Granny, I can't see you. My dark vision is not that
You're so
great.
far away.
I'm right here, dear. I'm right here.
Are you crawling all around on the floor? Where are you, Granny? You sound so
I've just
tiny.
been really under the weather from all this fire and and things. I just...
Yeah, you spent most of it in the hut hiding from the fire and whatever is
Smoke
happening,
inhalation,
and then
that's not
just got
great.
yanked out of the hut.
Must have been some helium deposits and all this.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the same
I'm
thing.
actually just speaking really quietly because I think maybe somebody's listening, but it didn't occur to you, did it?
Oh, no, that didn't occur to me at all.
Oh, sorry. What? That didn't occur to me at all. I'm sorry.
Bardley, are you also here?
I'm here and I have a headache. So
Oh no, they
No.
killed Bardley.
down, please.
Oh no. May I roll an investigation check? DM
Yes,
to the entrance
my
of this
name.
room.
Don't worry about it. To the entrance to this room. So you're chained up with your arms behind your back, sitting on the floor. You want to just look at.
Yeah, just gauge it.
Cool.
That's a 6.
Yeah, I mean it looks like a trapdoor.
Cool.
Looks like it probably pushes upwards or is
Man.
pulled from above. Wooden
Oh, okay.
staircase up to it.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right.
It's one of the newer
Yes.
models.
I wake
Yeah.
up from my concussion.
Back in my day, we didn't have fancy stairs that led up to the trapdoors.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this was probably, like, with a 6, it looks like this was probably an active, like, dirt cellar-y area. You know? It's, yeah, it wasn't, like, made to be a jail or a whatever, but this was clearly the best they could do.
Cool. Sorry, also just to clarify, are we like chained to the wall?
Yes.
Or are we just hanging?
Who
Cool.
has a cellar with chains? It's not like turnips will walk out. Dexter, dear, where are we?
Yes.
I have a feeling you know this place.
Yeah, we're in one of the lower levels. It did not used to be quite this secure. Yeah, this is where we would normally keep, like, jars of things, cans, general food goods.
That's usually a very
And
nice
now it looks
place.
like we are the
This doesn't
food.
look that nice. This looks positively prison-like to me.
It's had the opposite of a
Yeah.
makeover.
Make under. Make
It has
make beneath.
been made under. Oh.
All right. Could I also roll an investigation on the chains to see if there looks like there's any weaknesses or weak points around the cuffs or the connection to the chain?
Okay. Roll up.
Roll up. That's another 6.
Dios mío.
Chain. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
So it seems to go in loops around your wrists. You know, you're kind of trying to pull them out to have a look behind you.
Okay. Yeah.
So there are metal cuffs around your wrists, and these chains seem to be attached to those. And then they loop around like some kind of a shackle or something in the wall, which is attached to the wall. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
How loose are the chains, or how tight? And apologies if you have covered this.
I mean, you're able to
Are you all right,
pull
Granny?
them kind of to the sides to have a look at them. So there's a little bit, maybe like this much length to them. So you can, you know, but the chain goes from wrist to wrist through the shackle.
Granny turns into a dog.
Granny. Yeah.
Turns into a dog.
Hopefully jumping out of the chains.
So, yeah, because the shackles, I imagine your arms turn into dog legs, and and then they just slip off because your legs are a lot smaller.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can kind of like trot out and yap at the crowd unless
Well, I'd like to, if that's all right with you, I would like to smell around, see if there's anything interesting going on. Can I smell some people and stuff?
I mean, you can definitely smell a few recent creatures have been down here. You can smell that wafting scent track, and it's one of the scent tracks smells a little bit acidic. Not massively acidic, so probably not the creature that you saw in the last episode, only a few hours ago for you all. But maybe the handler or somebody who handles like that creature. And the other things that you smell are that this place probably used to have food, like old kind of food scents, old other scents down here, but like long, not been here. Like this hasn't been used for whatever that was for a long time.
I would like to yap that back to everyone.
Cool. You're a dog.
Who understands?
They don't understand dog.
You seem very excited, dog granny. What is it? Can we get the well?
Let's just do some cute corgi things, and I snap back into Granny and help the little wonderful grandchildren out of their chains, if I may.
Welcome back.
How?
What would you do without Granny?
I was going to say,
Nothing. You are nothing without me.
Okay, who do you unshackle first?
Oh, I will go to the nicest of you.
Okay.
Okay, going to Dexter. May I please unshackle Dexter if that's possible with little granny fingers? Oh,
How?
Is it a key situation? Or is it like a little?
It does seem like it would be a key around their wrists. Yeah.
I would like to pick a lock. No, I have a knife. Let's knife it to see if I can knife it open somehow.
Okay, you're gonna stab the chains.
Okay, no, I'm gonna try and
He's stabbing the chain or the lock?
see if the chain is like loose in the wall, like how's the fitting in the wall, and maybe try and like yank it out of there, like lever it
work
out,
at the
leverage
actual.
it out.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
I'm following you. Cool. Do you want to do a survival, maybe?
Okay.
Sure. It's gonna be a hard check because
It's a one.
What did...
It is a one.
that's a one.
A 1 for survival. Surely that means you die, right? That's
Yeah, you don't survive. You die. You need to roll me a d6.
That's always fun.
Chaos. As you feel slightly kind of cold.
It's been a while since I'm not one. I forgot about...
It's a 5.
What did you roll?
turn into a set of lockpicks.
A 5. Perfect.
You have lockpicks for fingers.
Yeah, so water pools out of the ground all around you and just kind of covers
Is
you.
this the only one that you have on that list?
No, but
Do you have any other chaotic effects other
there's a
than
tree one.
the piss
I've
one?
rolled the tree one. You just roll the piss one.
I have a
Got a
table.
bit sweaty there,
Yeah, so
No,
children,
Granny. Now I'm chained up and damp. But I appreciate
I
you
did
helping.
not hug you. Why
you do hear a voice very distantly as you have this water cover you. You feel like you hear a voice just somewhere on the distance going, "Oh my, that is unfortunate," and then it just fades with the.
It's like I heard an old friend. Anyway, anybody got any of you have any idea how to take off chains of 3 chained up people in a basement? I would really appreciate some input.
The bit that Granny was working on, can I attempt to kick it away from the wall? Am I that flexible? How high is it?
Yeah, I was going to say, because you're attached to the wall with your hands behind you, right? So you'd have to kind of turn around somehow. I'll tell you what, if you can tell me how you managed to get your legs to the point of the shackle, you might have to, figure that out before we can see if that's...
Not the shackle, but the thing that the chain is attached to the wall.
Yes.
Yes.
And the shackle is, like, right there,
Right.
you know, in the wall.
Gotcha.
And your arms have about that much chain. Which is maybe a foot or so of chain because podcast.
Yeah. Have you ever had an itch, like, right in the middle of your back? And then you're, like, trying to, like, squirt? Dexter's basically going to do that and just try to, like, squirm, get at the right angle, and then if he can, just try to kick.
Okay.
It's like... He's going to make, like, every dad noise standing up from an armchair to try to maneuver around.
Okay, roll me an athletics check as you try and build up enough strength in your legs from being all squished up and not having a lot of room to kick.
Your boy is proficient for some reason. That is an 11.
Okay. It's not enough to get it out in one go, but you definitely feel it move.
Is this a stretch to look for keys for these for these chains, perhaps?
May I attempt to put my feet against the wall and just like try and use my
Like
quad
brute
strength to like just wrench it out of the wall?
Hamlet never skips leg day.
It could,
Never skips leg
you know,
day.
you don't know how these things are sunk in here and anchored in here. It could be possible. So
Yeah. Just a strength check?
yeah, like an athletics check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, no. Oh, man, that's a 7. Are you kidding me?
Nope.
I
So
had a
you're
plus 5.
And then it's just going nowhere.
Well, the rest of the book's in the basement.
Apparently.
Yeah, what happens if we're just stuck? This is the whole episode is getting stuck in the basement.
Let me see.
Yes. So as you all try and escape, and Granny's like, "Oh, my boys, my sweet boys."
That does
That
sound
was
like
my
her.
granny voice I used last episode. And, you hear the sound of footsteps coming. It sounds like they're sort of heading towards the trapdoor.
I'm going to jump and pretend I'm still chained.
Play dead.
Just like hold it behind me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you like sit down and pretend, yeah. And two figures come down the stairs. They're talking to each other and not really talking to you. And they're like, oh, they're awake. Good. He said he needed that one. The one with the spoon.
There are two.
All right.
There are two.
That's true.
Technically.
That's true. He's like, the one that I think identifies as a male. Yeah, that one with the spoon.
Oh, these are some really respectful
Yeah,
guards.
these woke guards.
I love that.
Like this male presenting spoon person.
And they lean down and they sort of unlock you, grab onto you quite roughly, and sort of throwing you towards the stairs.
Ooh.
Is there a moment between me being unlocked and them throwing me?
Maybe?
Am I able to strike out at one of them? Maybe like in the solar plexus?
Yeah, sure. You can try. Give it a go.
Give it a go. So I'm making an unarmed strike? Is that what I'm rolling? Okay.
Yeah, because you wouldn't probably be able to get anything, but you
Yeah.
are a monk, so like,
My
my
entire body's a weapon.
yeah.
God. That's a 10 to hit. What
Yeah,
are
it's not gonna-
our rolls this session?
So it's not that you don't hit him, right? Because you do. Like, you know how to hit a person.
Yeah.
So you
Usually.
strike out. It's just that because you were hurrying, because you knew you only had like a short moment before, they were going to grab onto you and you were going to lose control of this situation. You just strike out and you hit straight into the studded leather. And you're like, ow, like, yeah. And he just sort of and just grabs you tightly and throws you towards the stairs.
Are we still in the surprise round area? Granny, perhaps help? What?
Yeah, I mean, Dexter is being pushed towards the stairs right now, and the other two are still chained up, unsuccessfully able to free themselves.
if
But
the
yes.
Guards
Okay.
are turned around. What Granny would like to do is put her hand on the ground and release a sweeping force out of it, assuming Dexter's already on the stairs and the guards are still on the ground. Then it would hopefully.
I reckon it would be. Dexter's relatively aerodynamic.
So hopefully it sweeps towards those two guards only, and everybody with Dexter not affected.
So you're thinking
Wait.
about casting
Earth Tremor.
Thunderwave or Earth Tremor?
F tremor.
Okay, cool.
And that is damage. What have I done? Why do I always do that? Yep. So please roll a save. Sorry, dexterity saving throw.
All right. Yeah, one of them gets a nat 20. Dirty 20. And the other one gets a 6. So
Okay, one
you get
fail.
you get one of them.
Okay. So one is not prone and does takes, well, sorry, not this die. Apologies. I rolled a 5. So, it takes 9 damage and is knocked prone. And now the area is loose earth or stone. I have turned the soil.
Is it difficult terrain?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this dude with his studded leather gets flung and is knocked prone and falls to the floor.
Whoa.
The other human grabs Dexter tighter and is throwing him towards the stairs.
What? He's not even distracted by
which
this?
is already having. No, they have a job to do, man. Bring you to Mr.
Right.
Kane.
I want to go, hey, you blundering oafs of the silly guards. Hey, you got a strange looking face. Has anyone ever told you that?
Got it.
Has anyone ever mentioned how strange your face looks? Guard on the left.
Got him. Yeah, he just. Yeah, he looks at you and keeps going. The other guy sort of flailing on the ground, having trouble getting back up again. You know.
Can I give an offer and then roll to see if I hit an insecurity?
How about we do a? You can either do a persuasion to come and like make him kind of come back and fight you, or an intimidation to, I don't know,
Crush his will.
Make him stop in
just
his tracks.
Unmotivated to do anything.
Yeah, I am trying to get him to come back and fight me. So do we have any of our equipment on us? I assume they've taken our weapons.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
You don't have your bags either, like bag of holding type bags. You know, any of that
okay.
kind of stuff.
They're taking the backpack.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I would like to say, you have the walk of someone who was unloved by their mother. And I would like to roll persuasion.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, hold on now. That is a 13.
Okay. All right.
Relatively good roll for the session.
Yeah. It is actually. He's gonna roll a wisdom save, I guess.
It's your gait. You have a small gait when you stride. That's how I can tell. What?
Guys, that's a nat 20. That is.
So that's a nat 20 to get angry?
Are we actually stoned?
That's a nat
that-
20 as he goes to come towards you and then looks at the ground, looks at the guy prone, looks at you and goes, "You'll keep. I'll be back." And I'll punch you then.
Not to be
And then,
All
not to
right.
be cheeky, but while he does that, can I hit him again?
yeah, I mean, sure, try.
Dexter's in a bloody mood. I'm gonna roll a different dice than the last
I mean,
one.
somebody is trying to drag you upstairs. Does make sense.
All I'm saying is that by the time you come back down here to beat the crap out of me, I will have escaped, so... Sure.
I rolled a
Have your way with an empty room, I
I
suppose.
rolled a 3 plus
Yeah.
5, so it is an 8.
No,
For the
he
love of-
pushes open the trapdoor, shoves you out. He
don't
goes
even
out
worry about
after
it.
you, closes the lock.
Can I at least get a
Wait,
phone
so
call?
the other one's
Yeah.
still there?
Yeah, the other guy's still
Oh,
there.
great.
He's just like, well, that guy fell over. You know, they don't seem to have any love for each other. You know, like that he's sorted himself out.
It's one of those toxic workplaces.
Yep.
Should we talk to
So
him?
he leaves that guy down there as the guy's like, "Bro!" And he's yelling at him through the door. And Dexter is whooshed away. Now, Dexter, you cross through, you realize that as you come up out of this hole, this is the trapdoor in one of the main areas near, like, the kitchen, near kind of in the hub of the house, but not like the main entrance, you know? So it's got like an entrance to the dining room out of one of the doors, an entrance to the kitchen in one of the doors, an entrance to the conservatory off in the corner. You've also got the artifacts room, the library coming off this main space, right? So it's a big square space, 3 sides that all kind of access different spaces here. The 4th side accesses, it's an external wall, so you can go outside in there as well. There's a big tree that kind of takes up the middle of this space. And in this particular room, it's just full of tables and benches and things like that. People just kind of hang out here. They used to read probably or study or, you know, do things like that in between working the fields, right? It was just a hangout space in between kind of everywhere. It was nice because there was a tree in the middle and, you know, it was a good space to hang out. Nice big open ceilings.
Sounds like a great space to hang out. We love a tree.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it marches you towards where, you know, like all the we say artifacts, but just like old stuff was kept. You know, it was kind of museum-ish vibes, you know? You didn't really know what any of the stuff on the shelves or in the cupboards, you know, were, but you knew you weren't really supposed to touch it or play with it because you might drop it, and apparently it's like expensive and like old and stuff, you know? Like that's what you know about like that space. You didn't really think too much about it probably one way or the other. So you're being marched towards that room. You do also know as you're going to that room, that's the room that you access the big, you know, what you used to refer to as like the lecture hall. It wasn't like the, you know, the hall where you were given your implements. It's the one with the big stained glass window that wasn't really of anything. And it had like the little stage area with the weird table that you couldn't sit at because you couldn't put your knees under the table. It was just like this stone block. It was just kind of a weird table on that stage area, and it had lots of chairs, like people could sit there and listen in. That's quite often where you were given lectures about how to better till the dirt and how to better, you know, grow the plants and that kind of stuff. So why you kind of think of it as like the lecture hall. So you were taking through that space. And as you enter that space, standing there in front of this weird stone table thing, in front of the stained glass window, all kind of lit and shining down on him as he's, you know, leaning back on this stone table, is Mr. Kane. And he sees you coming and he's like, "Where's Kevin?" And he's like, "Left him down there, had trouble." And he's like, "This one's trouble, keeps trying to hit me." And he kind of shoves you down and you sort of, you know, tumble and hit your knees in front of Mr. Kane. He's like, "I'm not worried."
You should be.
Oh.
If you, not likely.
No, that's right. You've got, as always, a bunch of guys just doing your dirty work. You've never been truly good at anything.
But why would I get these beautiful hands dirty when they're going to do it for me?
I don't know, maybe just to prove that you're worth anything.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Well, you know, it's you who needs to prove your worth to me, actually.
Do I now?
Yeah. Otherwise, well, why am I keeping you here?
I've been asking myself the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So you do have some brains after all.
I mean, nothing that I learned from you.
Yeah, you learnt it here, apparently, in this place.
Whatever's left of here.
Well, this place seems to have something left. Anyway, something useful, something usable, something sellable. And if you are worth anything, then, as someone who used to work here, that's what your worth is to me.
So here's me thinking that you had what we came here for, but I should have known you'd fail at that as well.
What are you talking about? This place, people think this place is special or something. But this is a world of people who are wanting to believe in anything. Stupid, you know? If I tell them that this place is special and I feed that, and maybe tell them that the plants here will like cure their illnesses, then they'll believe it. They're just chomping at the bit to believe anything, you know, and I can sell that. If they believe that I'm in control of that, honestly, they're so keen to be part of something bigger than themselves. I have people literally throwing themselves at me to help me for free because they think I can, like, you know, do something I can't because the plants here are growing and apparently I am doing it. But if I can get them to think that I'm in charge of the only place that plants are growing right now, you know, maybe I can convince them that I killed their fields because, like, they didn't give me enough gifts. And maybe then I'll get more stuff given to me. And they think I can do more and more. If I could figure out how to heal their fields, and he's sort of pacing in front of this table, then I could use that and I could heal just, you know, just the ones who I like, just the ones who I want to do good things for me. And I could sell that. I could make that. I could be in power. I could be bigger than this. I could really run the place. I could be like a speaker or something. And you see his brow furrowing as he searches for a particular word that encompasses the feeling of more than a speaker. And there really isn't currently a word for that. So he's like, something bigger anyway, something more powerful than that. I'll make a word for it, whatever it is. So anyway, here's what you need to do. You need to help me. You're here. You used to do this yourself. So you can get this stuff to grow. You can figure out why it's only growing here. And then you can help me to do that. And if you do that, I'll let you and your friends go. If you don't, well, let's just say I'm not very forgiving.
I knew you hadn't changed. It's always an angle, it's always a grift. Yeah. Ambition is a ladder to the sky. The higher you get, the more it hurts when you fall down.
Yada, 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 yada. I never know what you're saying. It's boring. Are you going to help me with this? Or am I going to have to kill you and all your friends?
Again, still getting other people to do your dirty work. It's typical.
Why would I do it myself when people are throwing themselves at me to help me because this place is like, I don't know what it is.
You'll find a reason one day, I'm sure. But for now, what, you want me to help you find why things are growing?
Yeah, I guess. Don't you know why they're only growing, like, here? Didn't you, like, used to work here?
It might be that it's a particularly good patch of soil.
Then I sell the soil?
That might be it.
And he, like, kind of looks at you and he's like, then you need to prove it.
How, do you want me to grow something?
Yes. Out there, in the dead, maybe. If you prove that you have a good theory as to why this works. If you're sure that's why.
Okay. To figure this out, I need to take a look around. And I also need certain help. So you need to free my friends. We'll take a look around. We'll see if we can figure it out.
Don't think you can do anything tricky if I let you have your friends back. If I let you look around.
There's nothing tricky.
I could kill you in an instant. You know that.
I'm sure. But this is the only way it's going to be done.
And you see he knows that too, right? It's the only reason you're alive. He's like, fine, I can't get around in some of these rooms. That thing, that glass thing, doesn't want to, like, let me in or whatever. So, fine, look around. There's, like, a room upstairs I can't get into either. If it's got any good shit in it, I want it. And if you find anything, then you have to tell me right away. I'll be locking you up every night. Don't argue with that. It's happening.
I'm not arguing. Look, you have all of the power here. I'm only asking two things. One, you free my friends so they can help me. And two, I don't want to be distracted. I don't want any guards looking at me. I don't want anyone peering in on what I'm doing because I need to focus and become connected with the earth.
Well, I'm not just going to let you walk around without any guards at all. I can give you some distance, but they need to know where you are.
That's fine. I just don't want them all up in my business.
Fine. Deal.
Yep, Dexter will nod solemnly.
And he, nods to the guy at the back. Go free his crew, I guess. You could start here. And then he just kind of walks past you and just, gives you a long, hard look. And keeps on walking. And you're left alone in this room for a moment as the guard that was posted at the back leaves to go apparently free your friends.
Okay. Can I go up and put my hand on... You said there's like a stained glass...
Yeah,
I think.
like a big, beautiful stained glass window. Don't know what of, but it's gorgeous, and the light coming through it has always been beautiful.
Yeah, can Dexter just go and put a hand on it, see if he can feels any... Just do a vibe check, basically.
Yeah.
He gets any kind of like vibe, any kind of sense off it.
Yeah, maybe roll me like a wisdom.
Just a...
Not any particular skill, but just a wisdom check.
Straight wisdom check.
Yeah.
And then knowing the track record of the session, it's going to be so much. It is a 9.
Okay, so you get...
I tried to reverse jinx it, and it didn't work.
Yeah, so you get warmth, but you're not like sure if it's just because the sun on the glass and is it warm, but you feel kind of warm. Like all the way through, not just your hand. It's like your hand makes the rest of you kind of feel warm. You don't know what that means, but...
Okay, and then while I wait for my friends, can I inspect the stone thing on the stage as well?
So we'll leave you there just kind of having a look around. What's been happening in the basement cellar area after Dexter gets taken away and you hear like the key locked and there's a guy down there just prone in the dirt who stands up and gets to his feet and is like, "Oi, Dick!"
Okay, I have a very important question.
Yes.
How far is Kevin from me?
So the cellar, because you guys have been put along and then can't touch each other. So if you think there's probably a couple of meters between each other. So it's quite a long cellar, quite deep that way, but wide, not that long at all. You've got the staircase that kind of comes down, and then there's a bit of a gap in between the staircase and you guys, and then there's you on the wall. So you can't touch the staircase, but there's not that much room between you and the staircase. So he's at the bottom of the stairs there.
Okay, so I'm like pretty close to the staircase.
Yeah, like maybe half a meter away from being able to slap the staircase. You can't because, your chains and stuff. Like, you can headbutt it, like whatever. But
So here's my question to you. When Kevin is on the floor, is there potentially, from what I'm hearing, this could be possible, the option of me to stretch as far as I can, reach out my legs, and wrap them around his neck?
okay. I mean,
is that viable?
let's roll to see if he falls head first or head backwards when he falls.
It's a great point. That's make or break.
Yes, because if he fell head first, then you could wrap around his legs, but not as,
cool.
Okay, so do you want... You want him to have head back, so do you want odds or evens?
Evens. Even Stevens.
I rolled a 1, so odds.
The rolls!
I rolled a 1, though.
Man, something does not want us to succeed this time.
So you have him close enough to get his legs with your legs, but it's legs. Yeah.
All right.
It's legs on leg action.
It's leg on leg action.
Okay. Since Granny's free, can I just pick up some of the stones that I got loose and magic them?
Yeah.
And start pelting the guy?
Yeah.
Who is...
Cool. I would still like to restrain his legs with my legs.
yeah.
Sorry. I thought we had...
And Bardley, what are you up to right now?
Could I cast Earth Tremor?
As well, again.
Original. Real original.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm behind. Oh, I'm really behind.
So you can, to make it really difficult for him to try and stand up, basically. So like,
I'm operating on a concussion, guys. Just treat me like I'm coming in and out of concussion.
Yeah. So you as they're pelting with stone, you can make sure that he cannot keep his feet. You know, like by continuing that tremor, and he's trying to get up, and like he's fighting with like, you know, Brockflower. I keep looking at your name and just being like stupid idiot boy toy Brockflower. He's fighting with Hamlet on his legs, and he can't stand up because the ground underneath him is shaking, and he's been pelted with stones and stuff. And this is kind of how you spend the time, just making this guy's life hell.
I yell to the other two. I go, "It's lay, right, ute, utpe, he te." Let's just try and put him in handcuffs, is what I'm trying to say.
Because I have a pen right here.
Oh, amazing. Cool.
Oh, so I would like to pelt him first, so he maybe loses consciousness or something.
Yeah. He's already taken some damage, so
Nice.
what's our pelting damage?
Pelting damage is 15 to hit.
Yes, which hits him.
Okay, stupid animated die landed on my spell. Oh, there you go. And the damage is 7, and I was aiming right here. If that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Just hitting him in the face. Right on the forehead. He's still kind of, well, he's alive. Because he's not really up, because he's, you know, having trouble standing and not having a good time.
Cool. JD has also said that he takes 6 damage if he fails a dex save.
Which
of 14.
he does. So, yes.
6 more damage.
Nice. Okay, still alive.
I'm
as you're
helping.
pelting this guy. Are you going for like lethal damage, by the way, or just trying to knock him out?
Knock him out and find keys, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, can we try and put some handcuffs on this guy?
Yeah, so as he's staggering around, and you can easily just pelt him in a way that drives him back towards the wall, and then just lock him in to these chains. You get one arm in, and then he's like, hey! And it's really easy to get the other one, you know? So, you lock him up.
Cool. See if he has any keys on him.
Yeah, I do that.
This guy does not seem to have the keys on him, which is why he was
God
like,
damn it! Kevin!
You never sent the key guy.
Damn it. Alright, Kevin.
Freaking
Everyone
hell.
knows there's a way around handcuffs in every dungeon. What is the way around these handcuffs? Spill it. I would like to intimidate Kevin.
okay.
Oh my god, what was this? It's the whole the entire 6 altogether.
Okay.
We are cursed.
Well, he rolled
And I
an
have a
8
son
to
of
not
one.
be. So not as Dexter. He's like, what are you trying to do? Like, scare me or something? You're like an old woman. Like, what's your deal?
I'm just
Okay.
gonna pelt him with another one of my stones.
What's your damage, Heather?
That is 19 and freaking 7 damage.
Yep.
Don't knock him out just yet. I have more questions.
He looks very close. He's like, you think you can have me? He's like
disrespected
bleeding.
me. He
It's like
disrespected
blood
all of
coming
us.
down his face. Yeah.
I want to kick him in the head without doing damage,
Okay.
but also it's more like a threatening kick.
All right,
you know,
so you
it's
just
like
Look how
a.
high I can kick.
You just put your foot on his like face. You don't actually.
Well, no, I
kick
want to
him.
like.
It's kind of.
I want to make impact. I just don't want
my
to.
non-taking
I don't want to take any
hits.
numbers off of his hit points. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I would like to.
Yeah, you could just like push
Okay.
his head with your foot.
Yeah, or maybe like.
Like nudge
That-
it.
that's
don't know, yeah,
the
no,
song
I'd-
I was thinking. All the other
It's a terrible
The thumb
start.
toes.
Anyway,
Anyway, yeah, I would like to do that, And then I would like to be like, all right, what is the deal with this Mr. Kane? What's the deal? Completely forgot my character voice for a second there. Oh, all right, what's the deal with this whole Mr. Kane freak?
What's the deal?
He's the head. He's like blood pouring off his face.
Keep it together.
He's the head of the Crimson Line. You know, you can't beat the Crimson Line. The Crimson Line carries everything. They're in charge.
Is it the Crimson Light or the Crimson Line? You're slurring a little bit.
It's a line because it carries everything on the line. You
Oh,
know,
the line.
like
Okay,
it's a
what is-
line of wagons or like a line of...
Oh, so it's like a trade route. I've been meaning to ask this to Dexter, because I don't know about you, Granny. When we arrived, it seemed kind of like a dodgy deal. Are you guys drug traffickers? Is that what this is?
We're smugglers of all sorts of supplies. You
That's a
need
yes.
it, we
Okay,
can get it in for you through the back door.
All right, I didn't.
At reasonable
yeah,
prices, as long as you don't.
This is not a pitch.
screw
All right,
with
wrap it
us.
up. I'm just asking you
We have
questions.
the
All right.
power here.
We don't have heaps of time.
That's
all
okay,
right.
for 1999.
Somehow he's waving
All right,
his arm
shut it.
around like.
Wrap it up. Good. I kick his arm.
Chain that arm back up again. Yeah.
All right. Do you know anything
The Muffin
about
Man.
the Earthstone?
Stop telling him stuff.
And
I'm not telling. I'm trying to get. No. I need this. Can I roll intimidation to see if I can?
yes, yes, you can. And also Bartley just kind of like perks up with like a like from still in chains and just kind of casts like some kind of a charm thing or something over in that direction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So-
As this guy's like, you know, you guys are nice. I think I would like give you a discount like, if you want to use the Crimson Line.
I'm not asking for drugs.
You should.
Get it in your head.
Blood we think
Alright,
grow
I'm just
here
asking.
in the monastery is really good.
No. Can you shut up, please? I'm asking you. Do you know anything about the Earthstone?
The Earthstone. No, you've got that confused. There's two things. There's the Earth and then the stone.
No.
We should probably ask him how to get out of the handcuffs, and then we'll find out on our own.
Well, I feel like we've expended all of our options with the handcuffs. We might just have to wait.
Yeah, and so as you're like trying to question your new best friend, because
Are there any other things that we can ask him, Granny?
There's like songs where you can sing.
Jeez
you know, like
Louise.
there's a candle over there in the bookshelf. Imagine if there was 99 bottles of beer on the shelf. 99 bottles.
Where are the keys to the cuffs? Where are the keys? Tell us.
I don't think he has the keys.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we want to ask about this whole operation? Okay, the Crimson Line. There was a thing. Someone was usurped. What happened? How did Mr. Kane rise to power?
He's definitely going to understand the word usurped in his current state.
And you ask him how Mr. Kane rose to power, and he's like, on a river of blood, that's why the Crimson Line is called what he is. Don't screw with Mr. Kane.
Okay, Mr. Kane has not been in power for that long, though. There was someone in charge before Mr. Kane. How did Mr. Kane take over?
He looks at you like
How long
he
have
doesn't
you been
understand the question.
How long have you been a part of this whole thing?
A few years now, you know, you go
A few
work
years?
your way
Are
up.
you sure?
You go work your way up from being, you know, an entry-level person in the
Okay.
organization.
What does an entry-level person in the organization do? Tell me about that.
Well,
What-
I mean, I get the prisoners out of the holes sometimes, and I walk around
And you're still an entry-level person. You've been here for a few years and you're still doing entry-level jobs.
Well, I mean, I do tend to sort of get myself in situations.
Is someone getting high on their own supply?
That's why you gotta unionize.
This guy is on 1 HP. And he's bleeding profusely and has probably got concussion and is just generally not that great. So it's at this point where the trapdoor opens again.
Granny, can we just knock this guy out before that happens?
Yes, and then I do it with my elbow. Sorry, with my sandal.
Nice. And you're also standing there. You're the only one standing, not handcuffed, as this guy is handcuffed. The other two are still handcuffed in exactly the same positions that they were in, as these guards come into the trapdoor. And there's more of them this time, because obviously they realize Kevin got left behind last time. So they come down. There's like 4 guards. You can smell now that acidic smell, very familiar, that creature, the winged black scaled mini dragon thing. And you see it standing at the top of the stairs, looking down at you. As they come down and they approach and they spot Kevin. And they're like, again, man, this is why, whatever.
Also, just what I have nothing. I have no allegiance to this man. I just want to point out he was a terrible person to interrogate.
Yeah.
Just take that information however you guys will.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that out there.
They
honestly,
look at him and they don't unlock him, and they unlock you two, and they just sort of push Granny towards the top of the stairs, and is like,
I wanted to do something. Never mind then.
yeah, it's like, and they're like, apparently your guy, he negotiated you guys to investigate something or whatever for Mr. Kane, so you go this way now. And they shove you the same way that Dexter. So you kind of come out, you come into this room with that tree behind you and these benches all around you. You don't know where you are because you've never been inside this place before, but it looks quite lovely. And then they push you through this room with all these shelves with these old vases and old books and old knick-knacky type stuff, and into this room with all of these long bench, high-backed chairs, and you look towards the stage area with the stone table, and Dexter is there kind of peering at the stone table and, looking around the space. And he seems to be by himself, and the guards back off and watch, but they leave you to the room, to have the room yourselves.
Hello, friends. Welcome back up.
dude, were you gonna tell us you were a drug smuggler? Was that
Why is your
ever gonna come
Why
up?
is your voice so deep?
I don't know. Why was your voice so high before? Voices change, man. In answer to your question, Helmet, we've all got a past, right? I'm better now. I don't smuggle anymore.
Okay.
I did it to survive, man. It's not something I'm proud of. Am I ashamed? Maybe. But I'm trying to make good.
Alright. Well, I, for one, forgive you.
Thank you, Bats. I appreciate it.
If we don't die here.
Okay. If we do die here, then you don't forgive me?
Yes.
Heck. I'm both dead and not forgiven. I think I know where the Earthstone is.
And that's the end
The
of
end
the
episode.
I hope you like my voice coming in way later, because that's going to be
Nice.
fun.
It means I can say it along with us twice. That's something.
Oh dear. Okay, so thank you for joining us here today as we drop some pretty heavy about Dexter's previous life and what the crew might have to do in order to get out of the trouble they find themselves in. Very, very exciting to see what happens next. So thank you so much for joining us. If you were live in the chat today, you've made the chat very fun. I've followed every conversation about toppings on pizza and everything that happened in there. If you don't want to miss out on very important pizza toppings, toppings chat, then
Mamma mia.
Don't miss out on our Twitch episodes that happen live every second Wednesday at 7:30 to 8:30-ish. We ran late today because we really talked about the World Cup quite a lot today. So, okay, I'd like to give a big shout out
really
before we
talk about
head
World
off
Cup?
to our Fadies who support us, yes, JD. Yes, to keep the lights on in Isen HQ and also make the Fate of Iden Discord a delightful home to be. So a massive big shout out to Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodwin, James Spithers, Sam Malcolm, Kai Drum Files, Kai Dialev, Victoria and Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Violet, Squish the Guy Who Doesn't Talk in an Audio Only Podcast, Alexander Lick Kites, Andrew Evans, Chaos the Fox, Dakota Shemansky, Fun Fast Waffles, Aotearoa in New Zealand, Jared from the Indie Film Review Podcast, Ezekiel Tabarelli, The Gamatron, Christian H, Sim Sarah, Disturb1NZ, Lyndon Hood, Tom Ailey, Eric Jane, Stephen Horn, Penny D from the Terrible Adventures of the Jandis and Burford's Parchment Company Podcast, Aaron Gilgren, Robin McLean, Mohiko, Ebba, Daniel Innocent, and Lickawitch. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We really appreciate you. Shout out massively to our mods, Sam, Sarah, and Amy from the Epic Yes And crew, and who I now count as besties. You're amazing. So, with that, e nohora, ka kite ano, and aroha nui, goodbye. I will see you again soon, and big, big love. Bye!
You're the best. Call your parents. Well, oh my days, that was a time. We got knocked out. We woke up in a basement. Gotta say, not a fan of that. I generally like being able to move and swing and all of that kind of stuff, which I also wasn't doing well. Normally, if I punch someone, I hit them. I do not know what was happening. I was disorientated. The basement looked different. And then I got to see Mr. Kane for the first time in, honestly, not long enough. And of course, he hasn't changed. He's back up to his shenanigans, back up to the next grift, to the next con. And now I have to help him, or all of my friends will not be in a good way. But I will help my friends. I will support them. Hope that they support me, and I know we'll get out of this together. We've been in some scrapes already, and we'll definitely find a way. And if we believe in the soil and in the earth, it'll guide us. Well, that's it for this episode. Don't forget to review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to this, or just share us with a friend. You can also follow us on social media. Those are all at Fate of Isen. Consistency, we love to see. Or you could also become a patron at patreon.com/Fate of Isen, where as little as $1 a month you can support the show, join our exclusive Discord server, and get access to some sweet, sweet bonus content and rewards. And I'm not just saying that because I record bonus content as a reward. Thanks for listening. See ya!